Trevor Lawrence would be the clear-cut number one.
I think he's one of the best prospects I have seen in a long time, but right now he's a better prospect than Tua. He could be significantly better a year from now.
He's all of those things, but bigger. He's 6'6", and he's stronger.
And he was better at a younger age.
In the quiet streets of Cartersville, Georgia, a young boy with a prodigious arm and a calm confidence began to stir the football world. William Trevor Lawrence, born in Knoxville, Tennessee in October 1999, but shaped by the small-town grit of Cartersville, stood out early. Before Trevor Lawrence ever stepped under the Friday night lights, his legend was already being written. Growing up in Cartersville, Georgia, a small football-obsessed town outside Atlanta, he stood out from the moment he first picked up a football. By the time he was 12, Lawrence was already drawing double takes from coaches and scouts. He wasn't just tall for his age, standing at 6'1", but his arm talent was beyond anything people expected from a middle schooler. He could drop a tight spiral on a 40-yard out route with ease, process defenses like a varsity quarterback, and carried himself with the composure of someone far older. Highlight reels of the skinny kid with a buzz cut began circulating online, fueling whispers that he was the chosen one. His mechanics were clean, his footwork sharp, and his vision almost uncanny. Lawrence led his youth team to consecutive state championships and even guided a Georgia All-Star squad to a national title before he ever played a down of high school football. By the time he arrived at Cartersville High, the coaches knew they had something rare. The team already had a proven senior quarterback, Miller Forstall, but Lawrence's ability was impossible to ignore. Within weeks, the freshman had won the starting job, pushing the senior to switch positions. As an 8th grader, coaches already watched him intently, knowing that when he hit high school, he would be special.
It takes to live up to that #1 pick hype.
I think Trevor absolutely will live up to the hype. I think he's got an unbelievable talent. I think he's got a great mindset. I think he's a great young man.
Rolls to his right. Looks like he wants to fire downfield. A laser to Ridley.
At Cartersville High School, he transformed from a local hero into a national sensation. He started as a freshman and never looked back, posting staggering numbers. Over his career, more than 13,908 passing yards and 161 touchdowns against just 21 interceptions. He led the Purple Hurricanes to a remarkable 41-game unbeaten run, 2 state championships, 4 region titles, and broke Georgia's passing yard and touchdown records previously held by Deshaun Watson. Rival evaluators deemed him not just a 5-star recruit, but arguably the greatest high school quarterback prospect ever.
We get into the meetings, if his aptitude is not off the charts, Trevor's just physically further along than any, freshman quarterback.
Offers poured in, but Lawrence chose Clemson, a decision that would usher in a new era of title-chasing excellence.
Clemson's sincerity and what they kind of wanted me to get out of Clemson, not what they wanted to get out of me, I think was a big thing that gravitated me towards Clemson.
At Clemson, expectations were sky high. He arrived in 2018 scheduled to back up senior Kelly Bryant, but within just 4 games, his talent was unstoppable.
Trevor Lawrence, that makes him so special.
And what he's demonstrated through the first 4 games, and I don't have any doubt if he stays healthy, he'll leave here as, one of the best we've ever had come through.
Bryant transferred, not out of bitterness, but recognition that the future was Lawrence. As a true freshman, Lawrence led Clemson to an undefeated season and a dominant 44-16 victory in the CFP National Championship over Alabama. He became the first true freshman to start and win a national title since 1985 and the game's offensive MVP, while tossing 3,280 yards and 30 touchdowns. The dominance didn't end there. Over 3 seasons, Clemson, under Lawrence's leadership, compiled a jaw-dropping 34-1 record. He threw over 10,000 yards and 90 touchdowns in college and collected countless awards: ACC Rookie of the Year, ACC Player of the Year, First Team All-ACC, First Team All-American, the Archie Griffin Award.
You're the first true freshman quarterback to start and win a national championship game since 1985.
I mean, just my teammates, these coaches. It's not really about me being a freshman. It's just, I'm just so grateful to get to be a part of a team like this in any of my 4 years, much less my freshman year. It's been unbelievable. The leadership of these seniors, these coaches has been amazing. I've never been on a team that's been this focused and this driven.
And more, Lawrence's sophomore and junior campaigns extended the school's elite run. In his junior season, despite a brief pause in action due to a positive COVID-19 test that sidelined him for 2 games, he returned to lead Clemson back to the CFP. He finished with 3,153 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, earned ACC Player of the Year, and was a Heisman finalist. On-field excellence was always balanced with off-field maturity. In June 2020, when the world reeled from the killing of George Floyd, Lawrence used his platform to support peaceful protests against police brutality. He didn't claim to be a civil rights activist, but affirmed it was his duty to stand for his teammates and community. During the pandemic's early phase, he also displayed pragmatism. While debates raged over whether college football should be paused, Lawrence argued the sport offered a safer and structured environment than many everyday settings, and suggested it could reduce financial burdens for families by keeping testing and care within institutions. Inevitably, he contracted COVID-19 and missed 2 games. Even that he described as mild, and he recovered quickly. He also faced the glare of the public eye. When a fan imitating him, Bella Martina, became viral on TikTok, Lawrence laughed off the attention. He and his high school sweetheart, Marissa Mowry, even started a COVID relief fund to help their communities. But NCAA rules forced them to navigate fundraising carefully. Ultimately, Clemson and the NCAA allowed the initiative to proceed in support of those impacted by the pandemic. Through it all, he remained grounded. Social media critics and thumb gangsters, as Coach Dabo Swinney called them, couldn't shake him. Swinney praised Lawrence's authenticity, thick skin, and refusal to trash others, not trying to be right, just trying to be who he is. Lawrence himself said he's mindful of how his words could be twisted online, and responds, "I know who I am. I don't want to give anyone more fuel to take things out of context, so I'm really careful about that. Football is just a game. There are other things that are more important." Come 2021, his trajectory continued upward. He was the consensus top pick in the NFL draft, likened to legends like Elway, Luck, and Manning. Everything from Tank for Trevor slogans to glowing draft rankings underscored his once-in-a-generation potential. The Jacksonville Jaguars selected him first overall. His rookie NFL season had its highs and lows. He debuted with 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions in a loss, but rebounded, winning his first game in London and helping end a 20-game losing streak for the Jaguars. The midseason slump followed, and with it, 17 interceptions. But late-season improvement showed his resilience. 2022 was the breakout. Despite early struggles, he led epic comebacks, shattered records, and carried the Jaguars to their first division title since 2017. He threw over 4,100 yards, 25 TDs, earned a Pro Bowl alternative spot, and reclaimed Jaguars fans' faith. By 2023 and 2024, injuries and inconsistencies shadowed his progress. Ankle sprains, shoulder injuries, concussions, even explosive performances were offset by tough losses. Yet the Jaguars doubled down, signing him to a massive 5-year, $275 million extension in 2024, clearly betting on his long-term upside. One can't talk about Trevor without mentioning the hair, a signature look as famous as his throws. Beginning in high school, Lawrence and friends made a pact: grow your hair, and he won. His flowing locks drew endless attention, comparisons to Fabio, Thor, even Sunshine from Remember the Titans. In late 2024, he shocked fans by shaving it off, revealing a buzz cut and ending an iconic era off the field. His life continued evolving. In 2021, he married Marissa Mowry. In 2024, they announced they were expecting their first child. He also appeared in American Eagle's Live Your Life campaign, blending his image into mainstream culture. Not all has been smooth. He was a paid spokesperson for FTX, the crypto platform that collapsed in 2022. As a result, he's now part of a class action lawsuit alleging promotion of unregistered securities. So what's the uncensored truth of Trevor Lawrence? He arrived as a once-in-a-generation prospect, lived up to that hype in college, and continues to chase elite status in the NFL. But he's also a real person, a leader who balances fame with humility, authenticity, and awareness. He's navigated activism, adversity, injuries, and public scrutiny with grounded poise. His hair, once part of his mythos, has given way to the very thing it concealed: a fierce, focused quarterback with a family, a platform, and undeniable talent. There are flaws and unglamorous moments, struggles in the pros, legal entanglements, the burden of expectation. But the story of Trevor Lawrence is far deeper than highlight reels. It's about resilience, character under pressure, and a relentless drive to be more than just another athlete. He's not finished yet. As he stands on the beginning of what may be his prime, Trevor Lawrence remains one of football's most compelling and complex figures, and that truth, unvarnished, makes him unforgettable.